Hi everyone, just now I'm up in my family's house area of Kincraig, which is just south of Aviemore in Scotland, and it's minus 12.5 degrees just now, but there's no wind and it's been snowing and the place is absolutely magical. With the sun just coming over the horizon there, it's 10 o'clock and this is what the place looks like. I'm going to be going out and trying to do some nice wintry shots of Kincraig and Aviemore. Hope you like it. Also, because it's such a high contrast day, as in bright sunshine there, and that makes me dark, and so lots of light and dark here, and I want to be able to capture as much of the dynamic range of the brightness and colours and everything in the scene. I'm going to be doing a lot of bracketed images, so a lot of HDR photos. But isn't it just amazing? Look at that, how much of a winter scene is that? Little town village shop. The temperature's actually gone down to minus 14 degrees, and this is with the sun out. So last night it was, I think it was minus 18 degrees, and in Scotland that never really happens. It normally goes down to minus 3, minus 4, so this is a real cold snap which you haven't seen for years. And if you look here, we're at a little church, and just look at the trees here, how it's so still as well. Normally Scotland's windy and wet, and over here is Loch Inch, which is a big body of water up in the Highlands and is totally frozen over. In fact, so frozen over, looks like somebody's gone walking on it. Just now I'm in the Kincraig Parish Church, or its grounds, in its graveyard. And the sun, because it's so low, is casting these amazing shadows on the ground with the sun in the background. God, it's cold. And so I'm going to try and go get some nice shots around here with the shadows of the graves and yet the loveliness of the snow. Aren't we, Delilah? Let's go. Just now I'm walking over the bridge which goes over the kind of the running part of the water of Loch Inch, which would take you down to Aviemore, and it's this really odd phenomenon of like a mist coming over the water. Now it is minus 14 and that is frozen water there, but then just to the side you can see there's this kind of mist coming up off the water. It's very strange, I've never seen it before, I've never seen it this cold. Then over at the other side, this is the point over to Loch Inch. Now look at that, there's a osprey island in the middle where there's an osprey that lives, just right about there. But it's amazing just now. Really want to do it justice and capturing it in a photo. So I'm going to try and get some shots here. Just now I'm at the Kincraig boathouse, or the Loch Inch boathouse, where you normally get stuff like kayaks and sailing lessons stuff for sailing out on Loch Inch, which just now isn't a loch, it's just a big pile of ice. And it looks like they've cleared a bit of the ice for some people to do maybe some sort of ice skating or some ice hockey. This is the boathouse here, covered in snow. Normally this is a lovely beach with lots of people out in the water. So I'm going to try and get some nice shots of the place as well. One of the really cool things that's happening just now is that we've got sun coming in from over there, but we've also got a mist coming over the water. So if we look carefully, there, sun from behind there, but then over here, a mist. Which could look very cool in some photos. I've also just found something absolutely amazing. It's a spider web which is totally frozen over. Look at this. Just now I'm actually standing on the ice. I'm a little bit scared, although it is -14 and I know this ice is probably about a metre thick. I've never really done this before, on ice in Loch Inch before, so this is kind of a little bit scary, so I'm walking a little bit tentatively, and I've got my ears out trying to hear if there's any sort of cracks. But this is the bit which they've cleaned. Well, obviously if they've cleaned it, it must be rock solid. And that's back to the boathouse with the lovely blue sky above. Just now I'm heading along to another loch. This one's called Loch Anealon. Oh, well, for any of you that aren't from Scotland or English, a loch is the Scottish term for a lake. L-O-C-H, and you pronounce it loch. And that mist which I saw in the last video has now turned into snow. And it's kind of spooky, kind of creepy, because the cool thing about this place at Loch Anealon is there's a castle out in the middle of the loch. I'll just try and show you just now. So you've got trees on either side, and then if you look very carefully, there is a ruin. It's not a castle, it's a ruin. It's a house that used to be on a tiny little loch, a tiny little island out in the middle of the loch. And it looks like some people have been brave here as well and have gone out on the snow, or on the loch. But it looks pretty dodgy just now. Don't know what kind of photos I can get in here when it's still kind of overcast and a little bit misty. It's always better when there's blue sky for a wintry photo, but I'll see what I can get.